Bret Hart recently described Triple H as a guy he had very little respect for. Now, it's no secret that Bret Hart hates Triple H.
My years of being around Triple H, I never saw him come up with one idea for anything in a match ever. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's actually a genius and can figure out all kinds of things. But if they're going to hand the reins to Triple H, you may see the WWE slip way down, because I don't think Triple H has any ideas about anything. He only knows how to connive.
Even looking back at the little expression he had when Triple H was inducted into the Hall of Fame, or any interaction they've had since, there's always a little bit of a, I'll be cool, but also go fuck yourself in it.
Thanks for being here. Feel good? Really good. Yeah, thanks.
He also basically said Triple H has never really had a great match. This I have to disagree with. There are so many Triple H bangers. I mean, instantly, end of an era at WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell comes to mind, along with Cactus Jack versus Triple H at the 2000 Royal Rumble, which is superb to say the least.
And I think when I got signed to that contract, and when Triple H and Shawn basically f***ed me over, because I was making more money than them. That's all it was, is people who were jealous and just pure straight backstabbing and bad intent. They were people, and I hope things happen to them.
And he wishes the WWE CCO had been in the locker room when the Hitman knocked out Vince McMahon following the Montreal Screwjob. But I see people saying, oh well, now Bret Hart's never gonna get brought back to WWE. Realistically, this is just who Bret is at this point. Sure, he's a little bitter, but it's not like he hasn't taken digs at WWE before, and they still bring him back occasionally. And if we're being completely honest, there are two events in Bret Hart's career alone that would have me or anyone else being bitter for a very long time too. But Becky Lynch is the greatest female wrestler of all time, and it's not just her saying it, it's not just me saying it, other people say it, ESPN says it, Sports Illustrated says it, and as of today, Bleacher Report says it, because Becky Lynch has ranked #1 in rankings again. We also had not just her, not just me, not just other people, not just ESPN, not just Sports Illustrated, not just Bleacher Report, but Paul Heyman says it too.
To be very honest with you, I don't think AJ Lee is in the league of the greatest women's wrestler of all time, Becky Lynch, the first woman to ever main event WrestleMania and win, by the way. She won the match, didn't just main event it, she won the match against Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. I think it should simply be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, and the loser keeps AJ Lee.
Then, speaking of Wrestlepalooza, CM Punk has called it a ridiculous name.
Mainly because it's our first PLE. I'm still trying to warm up to not saying pay-per-view.
Okay.
I've been doing my best to not say the word Wrestlepalooza the entire time. That might actually be the first time I've said it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's a ridiculous name.
It is, but I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And it is a ridiculous name, but what's worse is that little match card for a massive price tag. Speaking of Homerpalooza, AJ Lee spoke about what to expect for her return to the ring this Saturday.
Because I am unpredictable. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm out there. I might go out there and braid her hair. I might bite her in the face. We might four-way kiss. Who knows what's going to happen on ESPN?
Which led to Punker dropping this video on his Instagram story from the next room.
I just overheard her say that she's unpredictable and she doesn't know what she's going to do. And we all might four-way kiss, and I just want everyone to know that that is not going to happen.
AJ also says she didn't consider returning to wrestling until she was on the Comic-Con circuit and saw how loyal her fans have been.
When I retired, I was very sure that was the end. I felt very complete. I had this sort of pitch-perfect career and executed all of my dreams in a way I felt like I manifested because it was done so perfectly. And so I was done. But over the past couple of years, since my husband's been back, it's sort of been in the air as an option and wasn't super considering it until I started to get back on the Comic-Con circuit. I wrote my first original graphic novel and started to do signings, and I realized that there were so many fans still out there who were so loyal and kind and have been with me for a decade. To go to a Comic-Con and have like a 7-hour line of people, I realized, I owe them a little something, and I appreciate them being with me. So I would like to sort of give them something in return. And this opportunity being a new event with ESPN, that was interesting. Like, that is a new mountain to climb.
Thank God she returned, and hopefully she gets to main event the Palooza. The news breaking earlier today that Cena Lesnar will not main event, but in fact open the PLE. So it'll be interesting to see if Rhodes main event or if it's AJ and co. Equally, it'll be interesting to see if this card gets pushed to being a 6-match card or not. An official event shirt being sold at the WWE Wrestlepalooza store in Indianapolis lists Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill as part of the Wrestlepalooza lineup for this Saturday. But Tiffany Stratton was pulled off this past week's NXT Homecoming under suspicion of injury caused last week on SmackDown, so it's a bit up in the air right now. And once again, speaking of Wrestlepalooza, Seth Rollins says that he will be on the Mount Rushmore for greatest to ever do it when it's all said and done.
When it's all said and done, when I hang up the boots, when I put the robe on the shelf for the very last time, I will be on the Mount Rushmore of this industry, no question about it. That's what I bring to the table. I'm the Stephen A. Smith of WWE,
I like
if you
that.
will.
I mean,
there you go.
Rollins is one of the greatest to ever do it, no doubt about it. He's goated, but Mount Rushmore? Then we had Edge recently reflect on his rivalry with John Cena despite not being able to be a part of the retirement tour.
I saw a clip a couple of days ago where he did the whole setup and everything.
Yes, I was going to ask you, yes, he had a spear in the...
Yeah, it's just fun. And I think, for John and I, we're two guys that met each other at the right time. He needed a bad guy and I needed a good guy. And it just clicked. Our characters were polar opposite. I knew what the assignment was, and so did he. And I think you had two guys that were very willing to do what we had to do to get us both over. And John was already well on his way, but I feel like our angle is what really put the stamp on him being the top guy, and it put the stamp on me being a main event guy. So that, I'll always look back at that one fondly and what we were able to do and the fun we had.
Thinking back throughout John Cena's career, it is such a shame that people like Triple H, Edge, and Batista couldn't be a part of the retirement tour. In an ideal world, that is what I would have done, but at the same time, their feuds will live on forever. And on the AEW front, Edge also spoke about how excited he is for Fletcher versus Hangman at All Out.
I love both guys. I love both their work, especially with what they're doing right now, but I think this is going to be a coming out party for Kyle Fletcher. With what Hangman and where he's at right now and how everything he's doing is just firing on multiple cylinders. The guy's got to figure it out. He really knows his character. He really, you can tell, puts attention and thought into his promos and his storylines. I feel like that one is the first of many between those guys. I could see that being a Rock Austin type thing, and where those guys continue to keep running up against each other. And then you throw in the Swerves and the Ospreys and guys like that into that mix too. And then you can throw Darby into that. I mean, it's just, there's so many young, talented people doing it at a level that, I don't know, I think Fletcher's 26 or something. He's very young, and to be where he's at is just, it's incredible. And how much he's grown and blossomed in the last, just a couple of years, not even. So I feel I'm going to be watching that one for sure. But
then Shawn Michaels considers his last match to be the one against Taker at WrestleMania 26 and not Crown Jewel.
Do you still consider that match at Crown Jewel your last match, or is it the one with Undertaker at 26?
Yeah, it's that one with Undertaker, because that, again, the other one, I don't know, it was a tag match, it was DX, and I feel kind of bad because I don't mean it in a negative way, but that was just sort of I don't know, it was like Kiss going out and not even with, the original members or whatever, and playing a playing a concert at the Troubadour or something. I don't know. And it's like, oh, I thought but they're not really retired. And I know Kiss is never retired, but I don't know. That just felt like I don't know, like a special separate one-off. HBK and Mr. WrestleMania, the showstopper, whatever. That was what ended with Taker at WrestleMania, and because they still came back and refereed the match between Hunter and Taker, and again, and will always play a role in the WWE. I don't know would it count if I went into the Rumble this year or something? No, don't get me wrong.
Are you going to?
Oh, heavens no.
You would be right, Sean. As far as I'm concerned, you never wrestled again after March 2010. In other news, Mandy Rose dropped a video clearly disappointed that she was not invited to NXT Homecoming. I'ma keep it a buck with you. They were never gonna invite you. Like, you're still doing the same thing that made them fire you. And even if I don't think you necessarily should have been fired, you still got fired for the thing that you're still doing.